All right. Next tweet. On my wall and in my heart every day is an image of my mother and Mandela meeting in Cape Town in 1997. During the UN Nelson Mandela Day commemoration in New York, Prince Harry remarked on the life, let me pause it, thank God, while I was reading, they were giving the commercial. Prince Harry remarked on the life and legacy of anti-apartheid activist and former president of South Africa. 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
It is an honor to join you all on Nelson Mandela International Day. Having spent time with many of Mandela's family members over the years, I speak to you today with humility, mindful of how much the man they loved means to so many.
This is what I like about Harry. He humbled himself. He humbled himself to let people know that it was an honor of them to invite him. That's how I got that part. Okay? And then he put a little bit of personal touch here to let people know I've been in touch with them for a very long time. This kind of thing. I don't just pop up here out of nowhere.
But his links with the Mandelas run deep. In 2015, in Johannesburg, he met his widow, Graça Michelle. Ndaleka Mandela, his granddaughter, explained to me why the family feel that connection to Harry.
These iconic families, you know, the royal family, my family, is what I would consider as a tribe, so to speak. And it's very difficult to find your own voice in a tribe like that. One thing I learned from both my grandparents, that you need to be true and honor your voice. And that's exactly what Prince Harry is doing. He's honoring his voice. And that's exactly what Prince Harry is doing. He's honoring his voice.
All right, so that's what I got from this.
Those of us not fortunate enough to know Mandela well have come to understand the man through his legacy. The letters he wrote alone in his prison cell.
And some of the things that he said here, I'm glad that I put that video out before he did his speech, because there was some stuff that I was saying. It's pretty much part of his speech, as if I knew he was going to say those kind of things. All right, so he's just giving, the history, a small glimpse of history, people who have witnessed. Without witnesses, we will not have some of the things that Nelson Mandela has done. We will not know it, okay? So, witnesses.
The speeches he delivered to his people, and those incredible shirts that he sported. We've also come to know him through the photographs of a person who, even when confronting unimaginable cruelty and injustice, almost always had a smile on his face.
That's Meghan right there as well. When he said that, I thought about the 2020 Commonwealth Day, with all the haters around them, Harry and Meghan. All right? Meghan was in her zone. I spoke about it. In her zone. I don't know. Whatever was going on in her mind, but she was not. Her mind was not at the present where she was. Her body was, but her mind was someplace else to avoid those negativity. All right? So that's that.
For me, there's one photo in particular that stands out. On my wall and in my heart every day is an image of my mother and Mandela meeting in Cape Town in 1997.
A visit where he was also shown this photo of Princess Diana, a picture he told the UN he still has on his wall.
The photo was presented to me by the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, whose friendship and inspiration were their own treasured gift. My wife and I had the honor of introducing our 4-month-old son to him back in 2019.
That's a picture Archie will cherish for the rest of his life. To know as a baby he was able to meet that person. This kind of thing. All right?
But when I first looked at the photo, straight away what jumped out was the joy on my mother's face. The playfulness, cheekiness even.
We get to have a glimpse of that picture, because there was picture flying around of him looking at the picture that he's making reference to. So now we get to know what was going on in his mind when he saw that picture. So that's that.
the pure delight to be in communion with another soul so committed to serving humanity. And then I looked at Mandela. Here was a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders, asked to heal his country from the wreckage of its past and transform it for the future. A man who had endured the very worst of humanity, vicious racism and state-sponsored brutality.
Harry understands his position. He understands the level of hate, things that came from his country. He understands it, and he's trying to shed light to some of the stuff to say it's not right. This is why, one of the reasons why his country hates him. Well, no, let me take that back. Not his country. Some of the people in power who wants to continue that same type of mentality. If you look at the Boris Johnson video that I share with you on my other channel, okay, how Boris Johnson said certain things, okay, some people in power who wants to continue those medieval kind of barbaric kind of things, they want to continue it, but Harry wants to, go another path. So this is why they don't like him over there. They want him to align with their same kind of brutality, barbaric kind of things. So we need to pray for Harry. And the overall, I don't know if I'm going to get to that video, or should I say that tweet? I think it was from Omid. And I commented on it and I said, Harry had made UK look good around the world. Okay, he's doing his part, despite the fact that there are a lot of negativity coming out of the UK still. But Harry is carving a different path for the UK. All right. And someone commented on that particular comment and said for America and all of that. And I said, yes, but I think I was thinking more of his birthland, his homeland, where he grew up, where he was born, this kind of thing. But let's continue.
A man who had lost 27 years with his children and family that he would never get back.
When I was editing that and it sank in, I even put a pause on it. You not just Nelson Mandela. There's a lot of Black African American who have been in prison for things they did not commit. They held them captivity out of stupidity, racism, and hate. Can you imagine that? God put everybody in this earth to roam around freely. But because of us human, we have, I guess, we're supposed to be, let's just say that. We are the smartest species, and yet we are the dumbest species. Okay? We are both of them. Because we are sharing a common earth, okay? It's for all of us to roam around and do as we please. Because we cannot just do as we please due to the fact that some of the things that we want to do will cause harm to others. This is why we create laws, to show a common understanding, so we should not do it. But some people feel like because of their privilege, because they have money, because they have this social class, all of this, they feel that they should be above that common law we have set out for us all human beings to follow, so we don't inflict pain onto others. This is what causing the pain right now. This is the basic of what causing pain. The common law is broken. Nobody is following that common law of decency to show respect for each and every one of us. So because of that, we have misunderstanding. If everybody were following that common law with understanding and respect, not because we all agree by it, it's just because we do not want to inflict pain onto others. This is why human beings decided to put laws out there. But few of them feel like they are above the law. That's the problem we're having here. Okay? But technically, Yeah, technically, God put us all here, the birds, the animals, you name it, to roam around free and cultivate the land. But this social contract is broken. It's broken. I think I have a thumbnails where I have Meghan on one side, the Queen on another, and I said social contract broken. So this is the problem we are having. So Harry understand that. So in order for us to get back on track, which will take a lot of mind to help bring us all back on track, everybody will have to go back to the social understanding, to basic, show respect, understanding, and follow that social contract we all decided to follow. All right, so let's continue.
27 years.
Oh, yeah, that's why I bring that up. Because he spent 27 years in jail. They took those time away from him that he never got back. Time isn't the essence. The few words that I just said a few minutes ago, it's already history. I could never get that back again. All right, so they took 27 years off of his life, and a lot of other people, not just Nelson Mandela, a lot of other people, because they feel that whoever's in power feel that certain people should do as they please. Just because they don't like you, they incarcerate you. But anyway, let's continue.
Yet in that photo and so many others, he is still beaming, still able to see the goodness in humanity, still buoyant with a beautiful spirit that lifted everyone around him. Not because he was blind to the ugliness, the injustices of the world, no. He saw them clearly. He had lived them. But because he knew we could overcome them.
Yeah, we have the power to overcome this, whatever situation we are in right now. Sometimes the anticipation is a bit more either scary or more excited. But when you're already there. You know you're there, and you know what the problem is. So we know how to move forward. We know the feeling of whatever situation we are in it doesn't feel good. So we have the power to change course. It's the anticipation of, for instance, before the Supreme Court changed Roe versus Wade, before they overturn it, okay, we all were afraid of it. Oh my God, they're going to do this, the anticipation, but people still were not voting. But we are there now. Okay? We are there now.
Wisconsin, a woman had an incomplete miscarriage. She bled for more than 10 days after emergency room staff would not remove the fetal tissue from her uterus. They were afraid they could be prosecuted if they did so under a law banning abortion that is now in effect in Wisconsin. Doctors at a hospital in Michigan found themselves treating a woman from out of state. She had had to cross state lines to get care for a life-threatening ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is never viable. Doctors say that it could have caused a rupture at any moment that could have killed this woman, but a doctor in her home state worried that the presence of a fetal heartbeat made a procedure to remove it illegal and wouldn't do it, even though it risked her life. In Louisiana, a doctor described treating a patient whose water broke at 16 weeks. The fetus was not viable. Continuing the pregnancy at that point would put the woman's life at risk. The patient wanted her doctor to perform a common 15-minute abortion procedure, but the patient was told that under Louisiana's new law outlawing abortion, she would have to have an induced delivery instead. In an affidavit filed in court, the doctor said her patient, quote, was forced to go through a painful hours-long labor to deliver a non-viable fetus, despite her wishes and best medical advice. Quote, she was screaming not from pain, but from the emotional trauma she was experiencing. And then she hemorrhaged nearly a liter of blood. The doctor said, quote, there is absolutely no medical basis for my patient or any other patient in the state to experience anything like this. This was the first time in my 15-year career I could not give a patient the care they needed. This is a travesty. One OB-GYN in Texas described a recent patient who had started to miscarry and developed a dangerous infection in her womb. The fetus still had signs of a heartbeat, though, so an immediate abortion, which would be the usual standard of care, that would have been illegal under Texas's abortion ban. The doctor said, quote, we physically watched her get sicker and sicker and sicker. until the fetal heartbeat stopped the next day, and then we could intervene. The patient developed complications, required surgery, lost multiple liters of blood, and had to be put on a breathing machine, all because we were essentially 24 hours behind. Those are just a handful of the stories that doctors have been willing to put on the record about the practical consequences all over the country of the Supreme Court overturning the right to an abortion. It is not theoretical. It is happening now. It is not theoretical. It is happening now.
We are there now. What are we going to do to change that? Because we have the power to do that. All right? The same way these people had the power to wait for how long? Ever since they put it, they've been at work to overturn it. They did it. And we have ourselves to blame for that, because many of us are not going to vote, despite the fact that they're taking, they're trying to dumb down the nation. Okay? We should know better than that. But anyway, let's continue.
In our own time, a time of global uncertainty and division, when it's all too easy to look around and feel anger or despair, I've been inspired to go back to Mandela's writings for insight into how this could be.
There's the learning here. There's the learning of this man right there. He goes back to read and what did Mandela, some great, this is why certain people experience certain things. When they experience it, that way you don't go through it as well. So he's learning, going back to see what he did so he could do better for himself. All right? So Harry is a very smart man. Brilliant.
How he could experience so much darkness and always manage to find the light.
And he's going through it himself right now. In this present time, he's going through it himself. All right? I think that was it on that. I didn't think I was going to do a review. I don't know if I should do a review on his speech. But I hope to keep that part and bring it, because I don't want to do it all over. All right, fabulous speech. A man, a king. I love this man. That's Page. Okay, love it. Made me tear up. It was a great tribute to Mandela. Beautiful speech. This keynote address by Prince Harry was amazing. His humanitarianism shines through. So proud of him and his wife for their dedication to a life of service. Prince Harry reminds me of gorgeous Princess Diana. He has a beautiful soul. Phenomenal speech, super kid. During the Princess Diana's era, I was a big fan of our princess. What a shame she was killed in Paris. Wink, wink. Okay, excellent. I'm not crying. You are. I did, and I smiled afterward. Hell, I even stood up alone in my home and gave him a standing ovation. I love Harry for always honoring his noble mother and Mandela's spirit of hope and justice.
Nduleka Mandela, his granddaughter, explained to me why the family feel that connection to Harry.
These iconic families, the royal family, my family, is what I would consider as a tribe, so to speak. And it's very difficult to find your own voice in a tribe like that. One thing I learned from both my grandparents, that you need to be true and honor your voice. And that's exactly what Prince Harry is doing. He's honoring his voice.
For always honoring his noble mother and Mandela's spirit of hope and justice. Yeah, that's why President Obama theme when he first was running for president, hope. This is the thing here, how those people are mastermind of changing the mind. President Obama was giving the people the idea of hope, how hope can change things. Very quickly, as soon as he was elected, they went to work to reverse that. And even though Obama went twice to become president, to stay in position twice, he was elected and then re-elected. They work at it to change the people's mind. How did we come from President Obama to Trump? How? This kind of thing. Sometimes we need to look at ourselves to say, what are we not getting? I'm not just saying that just to say it. Sometimes I have to look at myself. What is going on in life that I'm not getting, that I should better myself? This kind of thing. Because life should not be in pain. Okay? It's when sickness happen out of nowhere. These you cannot control. Okay? Time, age, you're getting frail, you're getting older. This out of your control. But when certain things due to natural causes, this you cannot change. But internally, in everyday life, you have to think, what am I doing to better myself? Or what am I doing now that's not right? Because nobody's life should be in pain while they're living. All right, so there's more comment. What is that? Okay, he's beautiful. So, all right, so let's move on to the next tweet. I spent a little bit more time on this. I didn't think I was gonna do a quick little review on that.